Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bahakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bahakati Sadma. Bando mohi savadana mate. Bando mohi savadana mate. Jahare prasade bhai e bhavato horiya jai. Jahare prasade bhai e bhavato horiya jai. Krishna prati ho jahate hate. Krishna prati ho hate hate. Guru mukha padma vakya Chitete kohoriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya Chitete kohoriya kya. Arana koriyo mane asha. Arana koriyo mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Utama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Utama Gati. Jai Prasade Purve Sarva Asha. Prasade Purve Sarva Asha. Chakshudaha Jim se Janme Jame Prabhu se. Chakshuda jile jay janme jame prabhu se. Divya jahire prakashito. Divya jahire prakashito. Prema bhakti jaha hote avinavinaša jate. Prema bhakti jaha hote avinavinaša jate. Vedega jahar charito. Vedega jahar charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Ajnara Narabandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Ajnara Narabandhu. Lokana Lokane Jivara. Lokanath Lokare Jivara. Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Madhumada Pada Chaya. Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Madhumada Pada Chaya. Ebija Sukripuvana. Ebisa Chisitrupuvana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Pasyata Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Shri Radhe. Jai Shri Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan. Jai Shri Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitai Gaura Hare Bol.
Astadharasata Shishimat A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON's founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astadharasata Shishimat Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Anantakori Vaishnava Vrindi Ki. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Sakho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki. Giriraj Govardhan Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki. Shri Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dham Ki. Gangamai Jamunamai Ki. Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi Ki. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. On behalf of the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple and the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founded by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us for today's Sunday Love Feast program. So before we commence with our program, it is the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada coming to South Africa. Therefore, we will start our program with a small extract of one of Srila Prabhupada's videos. And Srila Prabhupada's messages are always so powerful and inspiring. So we will start with that video before we continue with the rest of our program.
Prahlada Ladini Hiranna Kasipur Bhaksha Silatanka Nakhalai Namaste Nrsimhadeva Prahlada Ladadaini Hiranya Kasipu Bhaksha Silatanka Nakhalai Namaste Nrsimhadeva Prahlada Ladadaini Hiranya Kasipu Bhaksha Silatanka Nakhalai ito nisinga parato nisinga yato yami tato nisinga bahir nisinga hridayi nisinga nisinga madhyam Kesabadhrita narahadi rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari. Again repeat the first month. Namaste Nrsimhaya Pralladadaini Hiranyakasipurvaksha Silatanka Nakhalai Ito Nisinga Parato Nisinga Jato Yami Tato Nisinga Bahir Nisingho Hriday Nisinga Nisinga Madhim Saranam Prabhate Tabakara Kamala Varena Kama Singam Dalita Hirana Kashipu Tana Vengam Kesabadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari. The first one again. Namaste Nrsimhaya Pralladadaini Hiranyakasipurvaksha Silatanka Nakhalai. The meaning of this mantra, that I offer my humble obeisance to Lord Nrsimha, who is the source of bliss to Prahlada. But Hiranyakasipu Vaksha, his father Hiranyakasipu, on his chest, the nails of his finger is just like chisel cutting the stone. The same personality of Godhead is Prahlada Alladadain. Allada means pleasure. For Prahlad, Prakishtarupena Allada, Prahlad. A devotee is, being always in Krishna consciousness, naturally is in blissfulness. And still more when he meets or associates with his Lord, still more blissfulness. That is the position of the theist devotee. Whereas the atheist non-devotee is always feeling like a strike of the chisel, like what you call stone cutting chisel, nakhalai, simply by the nails of his finger.
Hare Krishna, it's always so motivating and inspiring in hearing our dear Srila Prabhupada's messages and hearing his voice. And yes, it is Lord Nrsimhadeva's appearance day next week Sunday, so what a beautiful way to start today's program. Just a humble request, please take care of your personal belongings, cell phones, bags, anything like that that you may have, jackets, shawls. Please take care of it. Keep it with you, don't leave it lying around, and unfortunately the temple also cannot be held responsible, so please be cautious of your personal belongings. So it is my absolute honor and privilege in introducing our speaker for today. His Grace Jaisacinandana Prabhu. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, my apologies. His Grace Jaisacinandana Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Giriraj Swami and has been serving at the ISKCON temple since the early 1980s. His contributions to the temple's development has been invaluable, and he has been instrumental in the success of the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture. Prabhu is also a very dedicated teacher, and his expertise in the Bhakti Shastri degree is greatly valued by all his students and fellow teachers. So we are all looking forward to Prabhu's amazing class, and a humble request to please turn off cell phones or switch them to silent mode. I now hand you over to Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girbharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girbharadhari Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Radhanath, Radha, Radhanath, Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Jaya Gaura Hare. Nitya Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radhanath ki, Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Gaur Hari ki, Shri Panchatattva ki, Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Bhakti Vedanta Purpose ki, Shri Veda Vyasadeva ki, Nitai Gau Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. 7-9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayasya Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatu Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. We read from the 7th canto, chapter 9, text 43. Prahlad pacifies the Lord with prayers. Thanks. Everyone, the word for word. Na eva udvijay para turatyaya vaitaranya tvatvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta soche tata vimukha chetasa Indriya Harta Maya Sukaya. Vimudhan, sorry. Udvahata Vimudhan. Okay. Navod Vijay Paradurayacha Vaitaranyas Tvadvirya Gayana Mahamrita Magna Chitta So Chetato Vimukha Chetasa Indrihartha Maya Sukaya Baram Udvato Vimudhan. Okay, we do the word for word. Na, not. Eva, certainly. Udvijay, I am disturbed or afraid. Para, O Supreme. Duratyaya, insurmountable or very difficult to cross. Vaitaranya, of the Vaitarani, the river of the material world. Tvat Virya, of your Lordship's glories and activities. Gayana, from chanting or distributing. Mahamrita, in the great ocean of nectarian spiritual bliss. Magna Chitta, whose consciousness is absorbed. So che, I am simply lamenting. Tata, from that. Vimukha Chetasa, the fools and rascals who are bereft of Krishna consciousness. Indriya Harta, in sense gratification. Maya Sukaya, for temporary illusory happiness. Bharam, the false burden or responsibility of maintaining one's family, society, and nation, and elaborate arrangements for that purpose. Udvataha, who are lifting by making grand plans for this arrangement. Sa Vimudhan, all of them are nothing but fools and rascals. I am thinking of them also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence, for wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining the families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. Purport. Throughout the entire world, everyone is making big plans to adjust the miseries of the material world. And this is true at present, in the past, and in the future. Nonetheless, although they make elaborate political, social, and cultural plans, they have all been described herein as Vimuda, fools. The material world has been described in Bhagavad Gita as Dukkalayam Ashashvatam, temporary and miserable. But these fools are trying to turn the material world into Sukkalayam, a place of happiness, not knowing how everything acts by the arrangement of material nature, which works in our own way. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ankara vimudatma kata amiti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities that in actuality carried out by nature. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 27. There is a plan for material nature, personally known as Durga, to punish the demons. Although Asuras, the godless demons, struggle for existence, they are directly attacked by the goddess Durga, who is well equipped with 10 hands, with different types of weapons to punish them. She is carried by a lion carrier, or the modes of passion and ignorance. Everyone struggles very hard to fight through the modes of passion and ignorance and conquer material nature. But at the end, everyone is vanquished by nature's laws. There is a river known as Vaitarani, between the material and spiritual worlds. And one must cross the river to reach the other side of the spiritual world. This is an extremely difficult task, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7:14. Daivi Isha Guna Mahi Mama Maya Durachaya. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. The same word Durachaya, meaning very difficult, is used here. Therefore, one cannot surpass the stringent laws of material nature except by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, although all materialists are baffled in their plans, they try again and again to become happy in the material world. Therefore, they have been described as Vimuda, first-class fools. As for Prahlad Maharaj, he was not at all unhappy. Although he was in the material world, he was full of Krishna consciousness. Those who are Krishna conscious, trying to serve the Lord, are not unhappy, whereas one who has no assets in Krishna consciousness and is struggling for existence is not only foolish but extremely unhappy also. Prahlad Maharaj was happy and unhappy simultaneously. He felt happiness and transcendental bliss because of his being Krishna conscious. Yet he felt great unhappiness for the fools and rascals who make elaborate plans to be happy in this material world. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshudumalitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam, Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha, Sri Rupam Sagrajatam, Sagana Raghunath Anvitam Tam Sajivam, Sadvaitam Savadutam, Parijana Saitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Sri Radha Krishna Padan, Sahagana Lalita, Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandhu Jagatpate, Gopisha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namostute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Aripriye, Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Vyahevacha, Patitanam Pavinebhyo, Vaishnavabhyo, Namo Namaha, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadha, Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Prahlad is the young son of Hiranyakashipu. Although Hiranyakashipu is described as a Daitya. Daitya means demon, or Rakshasha. It's described two terms. It's described as a Daitya and a Rakshasha. And Prahlad is amazing. This child is born in a family of demons. But he becomes a devotee by the mercy of Narad Muni. The story goes that at one time, while Hiranyakashipu was performing his tapasya, he stood on an anthill for thousands of years. It is said it was 100 years of the heavenly planet. 100 years of them is like years in demigods. It says like one day equals our 6 months here. So you can calculate one day is 180 days of our days. One day of the demigods is 180 days. So 2 days is almost a year, 360 days times 100. That's 36,000 years. That was performing austerity, very, very long time. So although he was performing such austerities, but it was for his own self-aggrandizement, for his own selfish motives. And he became very, very powerful because his body was just emaciated, just bone. The ants were eating his body, termites, all kinds of worms. But somehow the soul was still present there. And tremendous heat was coming out of his body, and it was erupting the whole planetary system. And even the demigods became afraid of this personality. But all his austerities was to become very powerful, to become immortal. That's what he wanted to be immortal. So this is typical of demons. In the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the divine and the demoniac are described, isn't it? And it gives how demons take birth, the purification of existence. So the birth of the child starts from the very beginning. Demoniac life starts in the womb of the parent. Like we know, the first demons were born. They were born from Mother Diti. If you know the history of demons taking birth, the first demons appeared in the womb of Diti, the wife of Kasyapa Muni. And Diti, her husband was very involved in yoga practice, or in yoga he was deeply immersed in meditation. And this was towards the latter part of the day, towards evening, like the sun is about to set. And she had all these feelings of, she was agitated. She became very agitated and wanted to have union with her husband. But the husband, being very wise, he said it's not the time. But still she insisted. She was very insistent. And he had to succumb. But the time, knowing that the time was very inauspicious, the time when the sun sets, it is said Lord Shiva, the time Lord Shiva is going with his entourage, is accompanied by all types of subtle bodies, ghosts and pichachas, and these are they're looking for bodies to enter into, because they are in a subtle body, and they want to enter into a gross body. So this time, it is said, is not auspicious to have union, or especially thinking of having children. So this is how the first demons appeared, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu here, because of that inauspicious time. So the Vedic culture is very, very wonderful, that it gives, as for human beings, the different samskars one has to observe, isn't it, at the time of wanting to have a child, or the different samskars are there. The first samskar is that if two people are interested in each other, they get married. What is that called? What is a samskar? What? Vivaha, wedding. They get married like civilized people. Garbhadaksha is purification of the womb. Garbha means the womb. That is the next step. When they get married, then they perform some ritualistic ceremonies, preparing. It's not that they just, engage in some no, they get blessings from the peers, from the priests, from the demigods, from Vishnu, from the parents, from the guru. In this way, that atmosphere is very purified, becomes very purified. Of course, they fast. Srila Prabhupada said, if somebody is thinking of having, they should chant 50 rounds. How many rounds? 50 rounds, husband and wife, before they even think of sex life. That is very purified. It purifies the atmosphere. Of course, by the time you chant 15 rounds, you may forget about the whole thing also. Yeah, it purifies the consciousness. Of course, Krishna says, it's not that sex life is taboo, no. Krishna says, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. That means in our soul life, sex life is there. But for the propagation or procreation of children only, not otherwise. Therefore he says, Kamosmi, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. And therefore when children born of that caliber, they become very responsible. They be very intelligent, very, very devotional. We see that. We see in our children also that they have these capabilities. But it's coming from there. It starts from there. Starts from there. Yeah. So even when Prahlad was in the womb of his mother, the time Hiranyakashipu was away doing his austerities, Indra thought it's the best time now to attack. And they captured all the men of Hiranyakashipu's soldiers, and they captured Prahlad's mother, and he wanted to kill the child in the womb, thinking there's a future demon in this womb. Narad said no. Narad brought the child in his ashram. And Narad was speaking Bhagavatam through the womb. That's how Prahlad naturally became devotional. He had that from very birth. Although he was in a Daitya family of demons. He was born in a family, but he was a devotee of the Lord. So here is wonderful prayers. He's pacifying the Lord with prayers. This has happened after Hiranyakashipu was killed. Somebody said the first open heart operation was done when he bifurcated and took out his heart and was drinking the blood. Hiranyakashipu. Because everything's in the heart. All our desires, isn't our envy, the root of everything is in the heart. Stored in the heart, very subtle, deep, entrenched there. Greed, lust, anger. Bhagavad Gita says these three gates leading to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Hiranyaka stood for these things. The name Hiranyaksha means, I'm sure you know what it means: gold and linen. Bedding, linen. So what that means is into sense enjoyment. That's what demons are. They become very powerful and engage in these just for sense enjoyment. Yeah. So this is what Hiranyakashipu stood for. All the anomalies of lust, anger, greed, envy. Of course, he was very envious of the Supreme Lord because the Supreme Lord had killed his brother in early. Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu. So he wanted revenge. He wanted to do away with God. He wanted to be the Lord. He wanted to be the controller. He wanted immortality. So when he asked Brahma for immortality, Brahma said, no, I am in myself. I am not immortal. All the Brahma lives for very long. We know Brahma's lifespan. How long? That's his one day. What about his 100 years? Brahma lives for 100 years also, but it's described in Bhagavad Gita in this 8th chapter. 311 trillion, 40 billion years. Now that seems interminable, like it's eternal, isn't it? But no. Prabhupada says, by the purview of time, even that is like a lightning flash. Can you measure a lightning flash? That's how Brahma's 100 years is. Like a lightning flash, gone. And by material terms, it seems very insurmountable, very long. But even he has to die. The demigods have to die. So how Hiranyakashipu thinks he wants immortality. So Brahma made an arrangement with him. Say, I'll give you this. I'll give you these benedictions. You'll not be killed on land, nor on the earth, in the sky, nighttime or daytime, by man or animal. So the 6 benedictions he gave him. But still, he got killed. How is that? So this is science of God. The 7th canto is called the science of God, how God can. Also, God had to, the Supreme Lord had to honor Brahma's, because Brahma is a devotee also. He had to honor all Brahma's benedictions and still kill. He didn't go against Brahma's benediction, no, but with all that, he still killed his demon. And how did he do that? He came in this form of half man. Nara means human. Nrsimha. Singha means lion. Nrsimha. Half man, half lion. He didn't kill him when he put him on his lap. We see this picture, he's on his lap, isn't it? On the threshold, not outside, not inside. Not day, not night, it was twilight. That's when you're going to break fast. Twilight, 6 o'clock. So be prepared for that. So this austerities, of course, Krishna is saying, who is the beneficiary of austerities? Who should be the beneficiary? And he's saying himself, Bhoktaram Jagya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara. I am the beneficiary of all your sacrifices, of all your austerities. Make me the beneficiary. In that way, we are protected. He says, we become peaceful. Yatva mam shantim richyati, he says one, and becomes peaceful from the pangs of material miseries. Yatva mam shantim richyati. We become peaceful. When we have all these desires, we become restless. We want this, we want that, we want. Isn't? Want. And when we don't get that, we get angry. When our desires are not fulfilled, we get angry. We become morose. We become ballistic. Isn't? And we become passionate. And these all bring us in the lower modes of life. So the Lord is very merciful. Like the devotee of the Lord, Prahlad, is saying here, Naivod Vijay. Very interesting word. I'm not in anxiety for myself. So this is the mood of the devotee. He's not in anxiety for himself. But the devotee is selfless. The pure devotee of the Lord is selfless. He's magnanimous. He gives at the expense of his own sacrifice and for the pleasure of the Lord. He performs activities of sacrifice and austerities, not for his own pleasure, but to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or make him the beneficiary. And that is how our life becomes successful, that we don't have this animosity against God. Generally, people, they don't believe in God. They agnostic, they atheistic, like Hiranyakashipu, typical. Prabhupada called him a prototype demon. He was a prototype of demons. That means all the other demons took their cue from Hiranyakashipu. And he was a stalwart of demons. Prabhupada uses that. He was a stalwart of demons. The best of the demons. He's described like that. Or best of the daityas, of the demons, of rakshasas. So yeah, Naivod Vijay, I'm not anxiety for myself. So this is the mood of the pure devotee of the Lord. He's there on behalf, he comes on behalf of the Lord to save the conditioned souls, to give relief, to take us out of this Durga Dham. As he described here, Prabhupada describes this, this material world is known as what? Durga Dham. It's a prison house. We're in a prison. And she's got all these big trisul. The trisul represents the miseries of the material world. The threefold miseries, Adhyatmik, Adhibautik, Adhidevik. And yet we want to make some happiness in the material. No, we try some artificial means. Demons do that, isn't? Try to enjoy eke out some enjoyment from the material world. But it's impossible. In time, everything is destroyed. Everything. The mentality of Ishvaraham aham bogi. Ishvaraham. What does Ishvara mean? Ishvara? I am the controller. This is their mentality. I am the controller. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. This is their delusion. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. This is the mentality of the demon. Ishvaraham. This is a famous line in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter. Ishvaraham aham bogi. This is the mentality. Demons, they think like that. I am the controller. I am the enjoyer. No. When we read in Shastra, who is the actual enjoyer? Who is the Purusha? Who is the Purusha? The Supreme Person of Godhead. He is Purusha. Hari Purusha. Govindam Hari Purusham. He is the original enjoyer. Govindam Hari Purusham. Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Brahma's prayers is glorifying the Lord like that. He is the supreme enjoyer. He is the enjoyer. And we are, what are we? If he is Purusha, what are we? We are Prakriti, to be enjoyed. Whether we're in male or female bodies, for the Lord, we are to be enjoyed. So this is the mood of the devotee, that he gives himself to the Lord. He gives his life to the Lord for the purpose of propagating this Krishna consciousness, for the betterment of this world, to bring some positive energy. Otherwise this world is very, very precarious. This one poet sings a song, Kamala Dala Jala. Like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. Anytime it may fall off. Isn't? Very precarious. So the material world is like that. Very precarious. Dukkalayam Shashvatam. 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is reminding us about the material world, but why we don't take this seriously? Why we think there's still some enjoyment we can enjoy? No. Krishna is saying not only in this planet. He says, but Brahma Bhuvana Loka. Right to the highest planet. Brahma Loka. Down to the lowest planet. Patala Loka, Sutala Loka. They are places of death, birth and death. So he's reminding us, don't go there. Come to my abode. Come Param Gatim. Come to that abode, Param Gatim, that topmost transcendental abode of mine. Come there. But we don't take it to heart. We think, we play, we gamble with time. Said later I'll think about that. Right now I want to enjoy life. Isn't? But by purview of time, 100 years will just go like Brahma's 100 years went so fast, like what to speak of your 100 years? If you live to 100 years. Precarious. Precarious. Our life is like that. Anytime. So, the best possible, taking the words of Prahlad, not to be in anxiety. How to become, generally we are in anxiety, we are in fear, isn't that is a factor, the fear factor. And people thrive on that, they exploit that. When people show fear, then people, more powerful people will exploit that fear. Fear is the key. There was a book written like that. Fear is the key. There was a movie made. Fear is the key. They thrive on that. They exploit people because of that fear. People show fear. And we all generally be in anxiety. We stress out, isn't? We are fearful of the future. But when we're in Krishna conscious, all that becomes mitigated. Like Prahlad is. So I'm not in anxiety. So we have to come to that, not being in anxiety. What will come will come. Because we're in the material world. But the only means, like Krishna is saying, Durataya, this material world is, or the modes of nature, describing Daivisha, Gunamahi, Mama Maya, Durataya. Very difficult. Durataya means very, very, very stringent, very insurmountable. But the only means, he says, Mayatam tarantite. You surrender to me. Only those who surrender to me can easily cross beyond this. So there's a process of how to surrender to Krishna. And in this Kali Yuga, there's no fancy, difficult processes of performing. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with the most simple and most sublime process of liberation. Not in previous yugas, we had so many different difficult ways of going back to Godhead. But in Kali Yuga, although this Kali Yuga is an age of false, Kalo dosha nidei rajan. This age is an ocean of false. But, he says, if we take shelter of the holy name, then we're not in anxiety. We think of Prabhupada in his later ages when most people retire, and he took this epic journey on a ship crossing the Atlantic Ocean. He was already 69 years old. Most people retire at that age, isn't? But he had a mission. And that mission was to take people out of their anxiety. Now, Vod Vijay, this is the mood of the devotee, not at his own expense, at the cost of his own life, his own. But Krishna gave him that leeway because he was surrendered. So like that, if we may be surrendered to a degree, and Krishna is saying, Yayatamam prapadyante. As you surrender, I reward you accordingly. To that degree, we surrender. And actually, Prabhupada is saying, everybody is looking for Krishna in some way. Everybody, even the atheists, is looking for Krishna. Baunam janmanam ante. Yes, after many, many births. After Baunam janmanam ante. After many, many births, all these types of will come to me. But such a is very sa matma sudu labaha. It's very rare that they will come take to Krishna consciousness. Because they are caught up in this maya of material life. And it's difficult. Once you're caught up in that, the modes of nature, they're so stringent, we cannot escape. They are very, very complicated, complex. And it's very pitiful when if somebody's free and he sees somebody's, it pains him. The devotees, like Prahlad is saying, I'm sorry for those people. I feel for them. Those are still like, the nice analogy is given of the mentality of the ostrich. The ostrich sees danger. He sees a lion coming for him. And he buries his head in the ground, thinking the lion won't see him. He buries his head. And it's a big, isn't it? Giant bird. How is a lion cannot miss him, but he thinks as long as I hit my head in the ground. So like that, we have this ostrich mentality. This ostrich mentality that danger will come, but it won't. Somehow we will make some plan and evade it. No, for how long? How long? So Navod Vijay. So we should all, today, next week is the wonderful appearance of Nrsimhadeva. And Prahlad is this very exemplary devotee of Nrsimhadeva. That we take his words very seriously. Navod Vijay. Don't be in anxiety for yourself. Be in anxiety for others. For those who are suffering. When we come to Krishna consciousness, it's described in Nectar of Devotion that the first advantages of coming to devotional service, we become free from suffering. We become free from suffering. It elevates us from some suffering, some degree of suffering, isn't it? And we feel a little ease of that. We ease from that suffering, and we all can experience that, isn't it? That what we felt before we came to Krishna consciousness, that anxiety, that stress. But still, we're going through the same motions of working and doing things. But somehow we have some, like ammunition, we have this Krishna consciousness that will protect us. That will protect us. And that's what we should maintain all the time and increase it. Increase that momentum of being Krishna conscious, not just stay in one. Because this process is very dynamic. This Krishna consciousness it's not static. It's not a static process. It's very dynamic. Anandam buddhi vadanam. It's ever increasing. It is ever, there's no end. You don't think I'm chanting 60 rounds now, every day of my life will be same. No. You'll go through your ups and downs. But still, we will chant. We will chant. Because this is the material world. We are in the material world. But that chanting will help us to carry ourselves, to become free from this anxiety, especially this material anxiety of just eating, sleeping, mating, and generally we are simply going about our duties just to survive in the material world. But that's not human life. Human life is meant for something more than that. Because animals also go through the same motions of defending and having, isn't? Eating, sleeping, mating. So what difference if we just do these same things? We are no better. So the human form of life is meant to take us to another dimension of getting out of this material world, of becoming a Tato Brahma, Jigyas, to make inquiry. What is that inquiry? Into the absolute truth. To make that inquiry, how to get out of this material world. Not just make a comfort in a comfort zone. No, it's not a comfort zone. Anytime we may be kicked out of that. There's some questions here. My name is Tri Sarama. I would appreciate if we would spend 10 minutes to mourn the death of the 26 people killed in Kashmir, India. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. We don't have 10 minutes. We can spend 1 minute. 1 minute. Is that you? You ask this question? No. Sharama. Put your hands up. Yeah. We can observe 1 minute of silence. All right? And you can pray for those souls who unfortunately were massacred. It's not pleasant. But this is, again, the nature of this material world. Anytime, who would think they were on a holiday, isn't in some beautiful place like Kashmir, from nowhere, so these things can happen. Krishna is reminding us, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It's miserable. It's temporary. Thank you very much. Let's go on now. What does Prahlad Maharaj mean by calling material planners Vimudan? And why is the happiness called Maya Sukhaya? Vimudan. Muda means fool. Vimuda means a fool personified. He's a fool, a personified fool. Why is that? Like Ravan, Prabhupada gives example of Ravan in one purport we were reading yesterday. Ravan wanted to build a staircase to heaven. He said, don't perform. He's telling his followers not to perform austerities and ritualistic ceremonies to go to heaven. I will build your stairway. And you can go very quickly there. So this is it's called Ugra Karma. What? Ugra Karma means useless activities we spend, like we see the modern day scientists, or they create atom bombs, ballistic missiles, and they think this is modern technology. But what is the end result of that? What is the end result? Destruction, isn't it? Imagine if those who are holding the world to ransom with these nuclear weapons, and if they lose their head all of a sudden, press the wrong button, this whole world will be gone, isn't it? It's very precarious, like this war going on all over. Very precarious. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness needs to be the momentum for this age. The Sankirtan Yajna is the only means that will save this world from this destruction. And this world, by devotees, can make this Vaikuntha. What? Vaikuntha. Kunta means anxiety. Vaikuntha means free from anxiety. When Prabhupada was in New York, he says, I feel I'm in Vaikuntha. Because he was seeing like that. He was seeing how he could change the people's, although New York was the most materialistic place in the world, one of the, isn't? Of sense enjoyment, when nobody goes to sleep 24 hours. And Prabhupada says, the devotee's mentality can change all these things all over. So we have that to please Srila Prabhupada, to please the Supreme Person of Godhead, like Prahlad. Chinga gave him so much of mercy, blessed him, and even delivered his father. By the mercy of Prahlad, his father got liberation, although he was a demon. He got liberation. Yes. Hare Krishna. How much time we have? 5 minutes. Lots of questions here. Why would Lord Nrsimhadeva have mercy for us? What makes us so special to think we can ask for anything? That's an interesting question. Lord Nrsimhadeva comes, we can pray to remove all our lust, anger, and greed, like what he did to open heart surgery. He can purify our heart. That's what we pray, to remove all this envy, lust, anger, greed. So on this day, we can pray for that mercy to do that for us also. Is it okay to chant during class? It's not okay. Because you should hear this katha is Bhagavat katha. Chanting will have its time. You can't do two things. You can't hear your chanting and hear Bhagavatam. It is rasa bas. So we should devote your time to chanting, certain time for chanting, and certain time for hearing. And that's important. Why we come for this katha. Not only when I'm sitting here, but whoever is sitting on the Vyasa is reading from Srimad. This is revealed scriptures. It's not some ordinary, mundane. These are very enlightening books that will save us. So we should really hear this, or something we should take back from these. Because these are all about Krishna and his devotees. Bhagavad Gita's, why is Bhagavad Gita so? Because Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. Gita is sang. This. So these are, we should give oral reception. Nasta praisha badreshu nityam bhagavata seva. We should give some oral reception and devote time to that. Yes. Hare Krishna. If one cannot complete 15 rounds for Garbhadan, should the husband and wife rather not proceed? You try again till you get 15 good rounds, not just some jibber-jab, quality rounds. Because to bring a child in the world is not easy. We know that. We're bringing a child in the world. You want to bring him into a world of suffering, or you want, because that should be, bringing children means we have to deliver them also. One should never be a parent if he cannot deliver his dependents. Never be a teacher, never be a guru, never be a leader if you cannot deliver your dependents. So it is not a plain thing to bring children in the world. It's a very serious business. Yes. So that impressions are very, very important, very, very powerful impressions. And the consciousness we put into that will depend on of that child. You follow? Consciousness enters into the soul at that time of conception. So whatever your consciousness is, if you're drunk and lusty, in a lusty mood, then what you'll get? Some Varana Sankara. You know what's Varana Sankara? Yes? Unwanted Varana Sankara means unwanted children. Nobody loves them. You just saw it by accident or some lust and commotion. They came about, like we see. And they become criminals and give society. And the government has to build big prison houses to keep them. At the cost tax, so many things are there to think about. So yeah, it is not a plain thing, bringing children in this world. I think. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So on time. Ramanujacharya Prabhu ki. He's going to lead us into Kirtan.
Hare Krishna, we just have a few announcements. Please bear with me. Firstly, thank you to His Grace Jaisacinandana Prabhu for such a lovely class. Let's give him another round of applause. So a few Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Shri Giri Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So very exciting announcement. His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami will be in Durban with us next week.
Whoa.
Haribol. So this is Maharaj's second visit to South Africa.
Okay.
And he will be here with us from Friday, the first program being at New Jagannath Puri, that's in Phoenix at 7:30. Thereafter, he'll be here with us on Saturday, Sunday, and again on Tuesday. You all can follow our social media platforms for more information about that. Next week, Sunday, is Lord Nrsimhadeva's appearance day, and there's a whole day program that's taking place here at the temple. There's a Sri Nrsimhadev Yagya taking place, a Maha Abhishek taking place. So we would love to see each and every one of you here with us next week Sunday, and also pass the invitation to all your family and friends as well. The Vyasa Puja of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada will take place on the 17th of August. If you would like to send in your heartfelt messages and realizations, the date for this closes on the 1st of June. Assistance is required for the Sunday Love Feast team. So a humble request, if you would like to assist us here at Sri Sri Radha Radhanath with the Sunday Love Feast program, please let us know. Myself, Alika Mataji, Alanath Prabhu. There's so much of service and so much that goes on behind the scenes. Our Sunday Love Feast was lovingly prepared by Ramananda Priya and the Food for Life team. Let's give them a round of applause. And today's Love Feast is sponsored in memory of Shashika Puranwasi by her family, Daneshwar Puranwasi. Shashika Puranwasi was a lifetime ISKCON sponsor, and she was one of the early sponsors for the building of the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple. And she also recently sponsored the steps to surrender at the temple of the Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur. So let's all raise our hands and let's chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in her name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you once again for attending today's Sunday Love Feast program. We will now observe Aarti, and His Grace Ramanuja Acharya Prabhu will lead us into Kirtan. 1 minute. Silence. Okay. Jaisacinandana Prabhu just reminded me that there was a request for a minute of silence. So maybe we all can stand up, observe that minute of silence, and then His Grace Ramanuja Acharya Prabhu will lead us into Kirtan. Thank you once again for attending today's Sunday Love Feast program.
Play that one. I've got kartals. If there's a kartal player, I've got 2 pair right there. Jaisacinandana, Jaisacinandana. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Is this on? Can we turn this on? How do you turn? Oh, here. Wow. Chorus, volume on. All right, everyone say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is this mic working on the harmonium? It is? Okay. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshaka Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, 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 Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai. Radharamana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Radhanatha Radha, Radhanatha Radha. Jaya Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Go, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Sata Shishimad Abhaycharana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, ISKCON Guru Vrinda Ki, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Hari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki, Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Yamuna Mai Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Tulsi Devi Ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Namaste Nrsimhadeva. Pralada Lord Jai. Ranya Kasipur Bhaktaha. Sila Sankana Pavaye Ito Nrsimha Parato Jato jato jamita to Nrsimha. Baye Nrsimha, Hridaye Nrsimha. Nrsimha Madim Sharanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamalavali Nakavajunase Daritai Anyakatipu Dhanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Singam Dalita Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jai Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Bhakti Shrestha Prahlada Maharaj ki, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki. So if you like, you can circumambulate. That means walk around the deities 3 times. It's very auspicious. And we're going to have prasadam in the marquee. But before we say prasad, we have, sorry I'm moving back here. Make room for everyone. We're going to say a prayer before prasadam. Everyone please repeat after me. This material body, not so loud. This material body is a place of ignorance. And the senses are a network of pathways leading to death. Somehow or other, we have fallen into this ocean of material sense enjoyment. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and difficult to control. It is very difficult to control the tongue. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us and have given us this nice prasadam to help us control our tongues. So now let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction, and in so doing, glorify their lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Shri Krishna Bhagavat Prasad ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Okay, here's a microphone. Where does